The Brazilian left-back Renan Lodi is linked with a move away from Atletico Madrid this summer, with Newcastle and Juventus the current front-runners for his signature. Valued at anywhere between 30 to 50 million euros, the talented left-back can bring a lot to any team he joins this summer, and in today's video we will take a deep dive look into who is Renan Lodi. Born in Reyna, Brazil, Lodi joined the Brazilian side Atletico Paranense at the age of 14, and by the age of 18 had made his senior debut. Now, it did take him a few years to really establish himself in the side, but by 2018 and the age of around 20, he had a fantastic season and won multiple trophies that season. And guess who he did that alongside? Bruno Guimaraes, the player who joined Newcastle just in January. So the pair have played together before, which again is helping the links with him to Newcastle. Following that season, both Lodi and Guimaraes are now regarded as legends of the club, and Lodi did not stick around too long after that, bringing in a lot of interest and eventually joining Atletico Madrid on a fee of around 20 million euros on a 5-year deal. Lodi joined Atletico Madrid in the summer of 2019, which proved to be a very exciting summer for the club, as they also signed Kieran Trippier just a few weeks later, and Lodi was thrown into the deep end by Diego Simeone in his very first season, making 43 appearances across all competitions in that season, but it wasn't really the season that he hoped for. His form was a little bit hit and miss, and actually asked to leave Atletico throughout that first season, citing that he was homesick and wanted to go back to Brazil. The club denied that request, and Lodi went on to work hard and finish 3rd place that season. Although the player found his first season in Spanish football tough, I've no doubt that he's glad he stuck around, because the following season, in 2020-2021, Atletico Madrid went on to win La Liga, and Lodi and Trippier are both cited as being instrumental to lifting that trophy. And the player has also represented his home country Brazil on the international stage, making 15 appearances in total. Now, there has been a little bit of backwards and forwards on that one, with them being included in the squad, then not being included in the squad. At the time of recording, he was not included in the most recent World Cup qualifying group, and he has also not been included for some upcoming friendlies either. But still, 15 appearances in international duty, which brings us to the season just finished, the 2021-22 season. Although Lodi's performances throughout this season, both domestically and in the Champions League, have been quite sensational, he hasn't really hit the mark in terms of appearances and minutes. In fact, his involvement throughout both this season and the end of the previous season started to be reduced, which shows that maybe he is not at the forefront of Diego Simeone's plans, and I think is also helping fuel the rumour that he may leave this summer in the hope of finding some guaranteed first-team football. For any team that does secure the signature of Renan Lodi this summer, what kind of player are they getting? Well, again, he is a left back, but he is a very attacking left back. He's very quick, he's very high press, and he's not afraid to get forward. Atletico Madrid have utilised him in a more attacking role as well, either out on the left wing or even in the centre of midfield. So again, although he is a left back, you can certainly see in his gameplay that he is a player who wants to get forward. Again, high intensity, high energy. He's really up and down that wing throughout a game. He's always trying to move the ball forward, which is great to see. You can tell that he's quite a quick thinker in terms of being good in a tight space. He's quite tricky and can certainly dribble around a player as well. And as I mentioned, he's not scared to get forward. He's got a decent cross on him, and as I've mentioned, chipped in both goals and assists throughout this season. And I should mention, he's quite good at defending as well. As I said, he's a very quick player, so there's no struggle getting back when he needs to, and any player trying to dribble around him or match him for pace is always going to struggle. He's very good at blocking the cross and shielding the ball, and again, does not appear scared to put a tackle in when he needs to. So what are the potential negatives to the player? Well, one thing that I mentioned earlier in the video is that when he got to Atletico Madrid in his first season, he actually asked to leave because he felt homesick and wanted to go back to Brazil. I think that's something that you could potentially bear in mind. However, I think he has obviously grown in age and experience and has went on to have very successful seasons at Atletico Madrid. And I think the move from Spain to England or Italy or Germany or wherever he goes is very different to moving from Brazil all the way over to Europe. Something else that I thought of while doing a bit of research on the player, and I don't think this is a huge thing, but it was something that crossed my mind, and that was that really, throughout his career, he has only ever played for teams that have all of the ball, have all of the possession, whether that be when he was playing in Brazil or at Atletico Madrid, or even at the Brazil national team. Really, they expect to have all of the ball. Now, I know Atletico Madrid will play Real Madrid and Barcelona, but otherwise in that league, they really expect to have the majority of possession, which is how he has been able to excel in this more attacking, kind of free-flowing left-back role. Now, obviously, depending on where he decides to go this summer, this may change or it may not. If he goes to Juventus, it'll probably be a very similar scenario. If he goes to the Premier League, and whether it's, you know, Chelsea, Spurs or Newcastle, 3 teams currently linked with the player, you are still going to have to play Liverpool, Man City, Manchester United, even West Ham, Leicester. Generally, the Premier League is a far more competitive league to play in, and he will be expected to do a lot more defending than maybe he has in his previous clubs. Having said that, he has had fantastic performances in the Champions League as well, so he has played against elite clubs throughout his career, but it was just one thing I thought of, that maybe he will be tested a lot more defensively in the Premier League than he may have been at his previous clubs. So what is going to happen this summer? Will he stay at Atletico Madrid, or will he make the move for a new challenge and the search of first team football? Well, as I've mentioned already, the front runner appears to be Newcastle United, with Juventus not far behind. But in fairness, throughout the making of this video, I have come across a whole load of links to teams throughout Europe, one of them being Chelsea, a team who in fairness need a new left back, with Alonso looking to move this summer and Chilwell being rather injury prone. Juventus themselves, they've had Alexandro, who has been a fantastic player for them, but are now looking to freshen up that left back position. And Newcastle really don't have a left back, as the left back from this season was Matty Target on loan from Aston Villa. So there's 3 teams there who are in the search of a left back this summer. One of the biggest factors in where he goes this summer is the price tag. I mentioned at the start of the video that he's been linked with a move for around 25 to 40 million. But again, throughout the creation of this video, I'm seeing links as high as 50 million euros, which is a lot of money. And I know he's a young, talented player, but for any team to spend that kind of money is a lot. I should say, I think that part of that is the fact that Newcastle are currently the front runners, and they are the team with new owners and money to spend, and maybe they've added a few extra millions on there than what he's actually worth. But at the end of the day, it is an auction, and it's only really worth what teams are willing to pay. The problem is, as the price goes down, more teams want to get involved, and despite the fact that he may not be directly part of Diego Simeone's first team plans right now, it's not to say they'll let him go for anything less than they think he's worth. And what can teams offer him that he doesn't have already? Well, at the minute, as I mentioned, he's not getting first team football, so I think his priority will be to leave and find that first team football. One thing that Juventus have over Newcastle is that they have Champions League, and Lodi had been playing in the Champions League for Atletico Madrid, so it could well be that he would like to go there and play that again. Although Newcastle cannot offer Champions League, what they can offer is a project, and the hope to be in Europe over the next few years. And they can also offer a friendly face because he already knows Trippier from his time at Atletico Madrid, and he already knows Bruno from his younger years over in Brazil. And for a player who struggled to fit in his first season in Spain, could well look at that as an advantage to easily reconnect with players that he already knows. And again, Trippier has made that exact same move from Atletico to Newcastle, so you can basically tell him about the transition, how much he's enjoyed it, and how much he wants him to come over as well. Lodi is clearly a talented player, and I think we'll have a lot of options this summer as he heads out to find first team football. Let me know your thoughts down below on whether he will sign for Newcastle, if he'll sign for Juventus, or if he'll sign for another team who wears black and white. And let me know if you think the price of 30, 40, 50 million is correct, or is that far too much? And if you did enjoy this video, be sure to click here and check out my Who Is Lucas Paqueta, a player who was also linked with Newcastle this summer, is also Brazilian, and is also friends with Bruno Guimaraes. Alright guys, be sure to click here. Thank you for watching. As always, drop a like, subscribe for more Who Is stories, and I'll catch you later.